The rain was falling again. Not the kind that cleanses the world, the kind that just sits there heavy and tired, dripping through cracks in the concrete like the whole sky had given up. I was sitting on my Harley, parked under the third level of St. Mary's Hospital garage, when I heard it, a soft, broken sound. A whisper, really. I killed the engine and listened. Under a flickering light, I saw him. A kid, couldn't have been older than 11. Bald head, hospital bracelet, eyes too old for his face. He was sitting cross-legged behind a pillar, clutching a bottle of pills like it was a grenade. For a second, I thought maybe I should walk away. Hospitals have ghosts, and sometimes they look like living people. But something about him, the stillness, the way his little shoulders trembled, it hit a part of me I thought was long dead. I took a slow step forward. "Hey, buddy," I said quietly. His head snapped up. "Don't come near me," he shouted, voice shaking. "I'll give you anything, just don't tell anyone." Then he pulled out a Ziploc bag full of Pokemon cards. His hands were shaking so bad they rattled. "These are worth $800, he said, his lip trembling. "You can have them. Just promise I won't wake up." I swear, I've seen men die in jungles, in deserts, in alleys behind bars, but nothing prepared me for that. I crouched down, my knees popping like gunfire. "Son," I said, keeping my voice steady, "I've seen death. It's ugly. It doesn't give peace. So before you do anything, give me 1 hour. Just one." He looked at me like I was crazy. "Why?" he whispered. "Because," I said, "I want to show you something. And if you still want to go after that, I won't stop you." He hesitated. Rain tapped softly on the concrete. Finally, he nodded once. 1 hour. I took out my phone and sent a message that would change both our lives. Emergency. St. Mary's Garage. Level 3. Bring everyone. The kid didn't trust me yet. I could see it in the way he kept glancing at the exit, like a rabbit waiting for the hawk to look away. I leaned against a pillar, keeping my voice calm. "You ever ridden a bike, kid?" He shook his head. "Then tonight's your lucky night." He frowned. "You said 1 hour. What are you going to do, call the cops?" I smiled, a sad kind of smile. "Nah, cops can't fix what's hurting you." I heard the engines before he did. That deep, low thunder that rattles the ribs before the ears catch up. He flinched, covering his ears as the sound filled the garage. Then they came, my brothers. 15 black Harleys rolling through the rain like a storm with purpose. The Iron Saints. Eli's eyes went wide. "Are they here to hurt me?" "No, son," I said, resting a hand on his shoulder. "They're here to remind you what it means to fight." The bikes parked in a tight circle, chrome glinting under the lights. My men dismounted, big, scarred, rough-looking. Some limped. Some carried stories written across their skin in ink and fire. A mountain of a man stepped forward first, Big Mike. His voice was gravel, his eyes gentle. "You're dying?" he asked the boy. Eli nodded, darrely whispering, "Eh." Mike tapped the side of his skull and lifted a bit of hair to reveal a scar like a lightning bolt. "So was I," he said. "Brain tumor. 8 years ago. Doctor said 3 months. I'm still here." Eli started, sexualist. Another brother, Razor, missing an arm, knelt down beside him. "Lost this in Iraq," he said. "Thought my story was done. Tried to end it myself. Tommy didn't let me." He smiled at me, then looked back at Eli. He made me believe I was still worth something. "Elias lips tremblet. Why are you telling me this?" "Because," I said quietly, "you've been fighting alone, and nobody wins alone." For a long moment, he just stared at the circle of men, a kid surrounded by giants. And for the first time since I'd walked in, he wasn't clutching the pills. He was listening. The silence broke when the boy started to cry. Not loud, just quiet, broken sobs that came from someplace deep. "It hurts so much," he whispered. "The chemo, the needles, and my mom. She cries when she thinks I'm asleep." I knelt down, so we were eye level. "You're brave, kid. Braver than most men I've met." From my vest pocket, I pulled out something small, a leather vest, child size with one patch on the back. "Prospect. Elite Tlinket." "What's this?" It means you're one of us now, I said. You don't quit. You ride with your brothers. His voice broke. But I'm dying. I smiled sadly. Maybe, maybe not. But either way, you won't do it alone. He ran his hand over the patch like it was some kind of magic shield. That's when a scream echoed through the garage. Eli. Oh my God, Eli. A woman came running barefoot across the concrete. Hair soaked, eyes wild. His mom. She froze when she saw us. A circle of bikers around her son. Her gaze darted from our tattoos to the boy's small hands clutching the vest. Then she saw the bottle of pills lying on the ground. Her face went white. No. I raised my hand slowly. Ma'am, your boy's safe. We just talked. She dropped her knees, hugging him so tight he could barely breathe. Tears streaked her cheeks. Please, she begged, please don't leave him. I looked her straight in the eye. Ma'am, I said softly, we won't. Not ever. And I meant it. From that night on, everything changed. Every morning, before the sun even hit the hospital roof, our bikes were lined up outside like sentinels. People got used to the sound of the Iron Saints rumbling into the parking lot. The nurses called us the gentlest gang in America. 2 of us at a time stayed with Eli during chemo. We read comics, played cards, watched bad movies. When the pain got bad, one of us would just hold his hand till it passed. The kid never complained, not once. But sometimes when he thought I wasn't looking, I'd see his little chest heaving, silent tears soaking the pillow. One morning, when his hair started falling out, I came in with my head shaved clean. The next day, the rest of the brothers followed. 15 bald bikers in leather vests walking through a children's hospital. You've never seen nurses smile like that. He laughed so hard he forgot to hurt for a while. But the fight wasn't over. 3 months into treatment, Eli caught an infection. The doctors said the word no parent can hear without breaking. Prepare for the worst. That night, we filled the hospital chapel. 15 men who'd seen blood and war in prison bars. On our knees, praying like lost kids. I remember my hands shaking as I whispered, "Don't take him yet. Please." Then I went back to his room. His skin was hot, sweat beading on his forehead. His mom was asleep in the corner, too tired to cry anymore. I sat by his bed and picked up the stack of Pokemon cards he always kept nearby. The top one was Charizard, his favorite. I read the description out loud. Fire type. Never gives up, even against stronger opponents. His eyelids fluttered. That's like you guys, he murmured. And then, for the first time in days, he smiled. The fever broke that night. 6 months later, the doctor came in with a grin I'll never forget. The transplant worked, he said. The cancer's gone. I swear, we shook the walls with how loud we cheered. Big Mike cried like a child. Razor punched the air, and Eli just sat there stunned. Then hugged his mom so hard I thought he'd break her ribs. 2 years passed. Eli's hair grew back, wild and golden, his laughter louder than our engines. He was 13 now, strong, stubborn, alive. That summer, I took him for his first real ride. We roared down Highway 9, wind in our faces, the world wide open. He clung to my vest, shouting over the noise, "Faster, Tommy!" I laughed. You got it, Prospect. At every Iron Saints meeting, we left a chair open for him. His vest, now covered in patches, read, "Cancer survivor, brother protected, Iron Saint." When new prospects joined, I'd tell them about the night I found a dying boy in a hospital garage, clutching a bag of Pokemon cards. Eli would always interrupt, grinning. "Don't forget to tell them, I tried to bribe you with those cards." Everyone laughed, but then he'd turn serious. "Death isn't the scariest thing," he'd say. "Facing it alone is." And every man in that room, scarred, inked, broken in his own way, would nod. Because they knew. Sometimes, when the rides get long and the nights get cold, I still think about that night. The rain, the pills, the fear in that boy's eyes. And I thank God I stopped my bike. Because in saving him, I think we all got saved a little too. Now, when we ride, Eli sits behind me, his laughter echoing off the open road. And I remember what he taught me. That no one, no matter how small or lost, should ever have to face the dark alone. We stopped by the overlook just as the sun dipped below the ridge. The sky was on fire, gold bleeding into crimson, then fading to violet. Eli hopped off the bike and stood there, small but proud, vest fluttering in the wind. He looked out at the endless stretch of highway and said softly, "Tommy, you think God lets bikers into heaven?" I smiled, tightening my gloves. If he didn't before, I said, he does now. He laughed, that big, unbroken laugh that used to be too heavy for his lungs. Then he turned to me, eyes shining. "You really think I'm strong?" "Kid," I said, "you're the toughest iron saint I ever met." We rode home in silence after that, engines roaring beneath a bruised sky, the world wide open, the wind washing over every scar I ever carried. And as the hospital lights faded behind us, I thought about all the people who give up because they think no one's coming. Sometimes saving someone doesn't mean pulling them from the fire. It just means showing up when nobody else does. That night, I learned that brotherhood isn't blood. It's a promise that nobody fights alone. So if you ever see someone standing on the edge, in a hospital, a diner, a parking lot, don't look away. Be there 1 hour. You might just give them a lifetime.